Hello friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to What's in My Ball Bag? What's in My Flight Bag? 5-inch Friday, whatever. Fun Friday, whatever it's called. This is a Q&A stream, as always. That was some ripsqueak footage. I don't know what ripsqueak. Maybe I say in the beginning of it. Hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. So I can tell you guys what the hell motors that was and stuff like that. All right. This is the ripsqueak with the 1404 and a halves. 1404 and a halves. 1404 and a halves. Those are hyperlight motors? I think the only 1404 and a half is a hyperlight motor. Look, I was watching a flight test video at the time. Look at me go. 1404 and a half. Yeah, I think that must be the that must have been the hyperlight. I don't recommend those motors though. They were very fragile. They made good power. They flew really well, but yeah, they were very, very, very fragile. 1404s would accomplish pretty much the same thing as what you just saw. Tiny little bit less power, but a little bit less weight as well. Although the hyperlight motors are pretty lightweight, so in the chat. JRFPV. Bozadar Reyes was first. Espander was next. Bob Bruce, Frank Nicholas, Chris Long, J Drones, Northern Tier, Veritas Weasel, Anan Omus. There's JRFPV. Jason Kiz Bartlett, Chris Long again, Metal Dirtskin, Flush FPV, Rock Crawler, Espander, Jason, CMYK, Brandon Woodford, Kiz Bartlett, Jesse Garcia, Kevin Sumner, Bulldog, Michael D, Espander, Mr. Huggy, Jason, and Christian. I'm not going to mangle your last name, Christian. Hey, lots of stuff going in the mail today. I've got... Where's my email? So I've got Apache Smoke's address. Kiz Bartlett, I need your address. I sent you an email. You probably already got back to me. I sent you an email and a Patreon message. I need your address because your Gangly Gang stickers are going to Danzilla outside of Cheeseburger Land, and then he's going to send them to you. He said he has pretty good luck shipping overseas. I do not. I have not successfully shipped a package overseas in like over a year. I look up the rules. I do the things that I'm supposed to do. 6 months go by, and they arrive back. So yeah, not doing that anymore. Eric Moe, I think I saw an email from you with your address. Your Gangly Gang stickers are on the way out. If you want to get your own Gangly Gang sticker, they're not up on the Etsy store yet. But over on CiottiFPV.com, there's a PayPal button. You can just click the PayPal button, send me $5 for one, $10 for two. If you get two, I'll throw in a CiottiFPV sticker as well. A rare misprint CiottiFPV sticker. Do I have any left? Let me not write checks that my sticker cash can't cash. That was unfortunate. I do. I have 3 for the next 3 people that order 2 Gangly Gang stickers. Thank you, Kiz. Just saw your email. For the next 3 people that order 2 Gangly Gang stickers for $10, you'll get these rare, never to be reproduced misprint CiottiFPV holographic stickers. Is that not the most exciting thing you've ever heard? Man, when I like consciously roll my eyes as hard as I can, it hurts my head. Which is kind of fun because I can literally say, without lying, as opposed to figuratively saying this, that I rolled my eyes so hard that I hurt myself. $5 for 1 sticker, $10 for 2, and a CiottiFPV jib jab. This is my full-time job. I want to keep doing this as long as possible because I love hanging out with you guys. I love having the time during the day to do extra testing, building, research shit to put on the best possible live stream. I was also bleeding, but I think I'm okay now. But I rely on help from the beautiful people like you. Click thumbs up, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. If you have a couple of extra dollars, hop on over to CiottiFPV.com, click the Patreon button, and join my Patreon. You're going to love it. It's the thing that helps me out the most, and it's the thing that gets you the most benefits. There's a YouTube playlist with 90-some Patreon-only live streams, half-done edits, sketchy flying, I don't want to see the light of day. You're going to get email notifications and Facebook notifications when I live stream. You're going to get access to the Discord channel. You're going to get access to the stick end fund. Not the stick. The stick end fund, you sick bastard. Where you can basically rent out from me one of every M3 or M4 stick end that exists so that you can actually try them to see if you like one of them better than your current stick ends. Unfortunately, looking at a picture of a stick end on the internet does nothing. And then you spend $30 and it shows up and you fool yourself into thinking that you like it because you just spent $30 on it, and that's kind of a lot. But in reality, you might not actually like it. If you rent out a box of all the stick ends, you can actually figure out which ones you like because you got no skin in the game, right? You paid a couple of bucks for shipping. And yeah, so do it. It's on its way out. The M3 stick end box is on its way out to 3 people. The M4 stick end box is still out there. So it's not something that you can like get within a couple of days. You know, you might have to wait for it to come back from some people that are currently using it. But yeah, you'll get it. And then you'll get to try out $300 to $400 in stick ends and figure out the exact right ones for you, and then just buy those. Cool. Lots of other things going on over on CiottiFPV.com. Affiliate links to a whole bunch of places. Amazon, WeBleedFPV, Oh My God, FPV Cycle, whole bunch of different, Get FPV. If you're doing an order on the internet, if you're buying yourself something on the internet or somebody else, there's probably an affiliate link to that store. Think of your content creating friends that are trying to, you know, scrape by and keep doing this for a full-time job, and click a link. If it's not mine, click one of Joshua's. If it's not one of his, there's plenty of content creators that have. Just go on YouTube and search for the things that you're buying. There's probably a YouTube video of a review of the thing that you're thinking about buying. Maybe you watch the review and learn that it sucks and you save yourself some money. Maybe it's awesome and that person has an affiliate link, and then you help that person do what they love. Cool. Bozadar Rayo says, yo, CiottiFPV and the fam gangly gang. Bob Bruce says, hey, what's up, gangly gang and CiottiFPV? It's Friday, whoop whoop, and long week, glad it's over. This is a weird week. Kiz Bartlett says, hey, gangly gang. I did spot your email, Ciotti. I'll respond back in a bit. Awesome. Rock Crawler says, hey. CMYK says, what up, dude? Brandon Woodford says, hope you're having a good start to the new year. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. It's been good. Kiz Bartlett said, today was a weird day. Kiz Bartlett says, I don't call CiottiFPV Ciotti on the potty for nothing. He's having a quick log before he logs in the stream. No, I couldn't get Canon EOS webcam utility to talk to OBS. Because, you know, why would anything ever work? So, hey. Whichever one of you amazing bastards sent me this, thank you so much. It was very, very, very cool of you. We used this on the last stream. I rewatched the footage. This, as per the name, is a great face camera. Unfortunately, it doesn't work very well as a bench cam over here. It's got fixed focus, and the fixed focal length is like the distance between your face and your monitor, which is a much bigger distance than this bench cam over here. So it just never quite focuses. So I've gone back to the Logitech. I actually have a cool thing kind of going on here. So I've locked the focus on this Logitech, and then I've actually got another Logitech over here that does a better job focusing closely. Let me see if it'll work. Before I dive into that though, whoever sent me this, there was not like any kind of like a gift receipt thing. I don't think. I might have just thrown it away. I apologize. But yeah, if you can put a return through and then just forward me the email with the thing, I'll slap it on there and send it back. Thanks though so much. Like, this is a very, very kind thing for you to get for me a couple of days after I was screaming and yelling about the Logitech. I did a bunch more webcam research, and the Logitech is still kind of known as one of the better ones. Like, everybody hates the software, everybody hates the autofocus, but in terms of webcams that'll focus really close, the Logitech is unbelievably still, it seems, one of the better ones. I didn't look at there are webcams that are like $300 and $400 and $500. I didn't look at those. That seems a bit nuts to me. But yeah, in terms of the less expensive webcams, it seems to be a good one. Check this out. So when I go to benchcam now, you've got a second little camera over here. Hello. But the problem is, and I'm already starting to see this problem. Yeah, so it's doing it again. So the problem is the main, when I have this second webcam plugged in, this little guy here, it makes this main webcam look awful, but not all the time. Like, sometimes if I click the buttons in just the right order, the main webcam will start working okay. So you see that blip? That blip is me changing presets. And like sometimes, and I spent like over an hour trying to figure this out yesterday. And there's kind of no rhyme or reason to it. It's like a combination of unplugging and plugging, and then, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a mess. So I'm not going to be able to use this little guy because I can't have this camera looking like hell just to have this little close-up camera. I'm going to explain this little close-up camera in a second. But, yeah, that's a super shame. Logitech should be beaten with a big fucking hammer. This is just insane. Like, it's just absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane that Logitech software is so bad and that their webcams are just so weird. There you go. See? So that's from me launching, which was already running, the Logitech G Hub thing. Now, if I click on the camera in there, it'll probably go fuzzy again. Or it just won't do anything. Okay, well, yep, there it goes. So it's I didn't do anything. All I did was like minimize the window, and I don't get it. It makes absolutely no sense. It's not a focus thing, because the focus is proper. Like, yeah, the focus just got a tiny little bit better, but still, there's like a huge difference. It's not a focus thing. It's like a. It's almost like a computer resources thing for some weird reason. I don't know, man, but I can't have two of these cameras plugged in, which is really frustrating because check this out. With this little camera here, I just have it like sitting on the corner of the desk, and if I need to show you guys like super close-up details, for some reason this is the C922. This is the Logitech C922, and it does an incredible job at showing super close details. But yeah, it makes the other camera just completely jacked up. So, and that's, you know, I'm showing it to you guys on the tiny little screen. Like, look, if I go full screen with it. What the hell? Oh, you fart bag. Hold on. Yeah, like if I go full screen with it, look how nice this is. Just gonna leave it down a little bit. Look how nice this is. Oh god. Unfortunately, this Logitech C922 here, the focal distance is so short that it doesn't work as the regular webcam. All right, so that's the limit. But I mean, look at that. Look how nice that looks, right? Like I could really show you guys super close-up details on stuff, and it just kind of sits here. But yeah, when I put this thing, and the cord won't reach, but when I put this thing up high, sorry guys, when I put it up high like this, it never quite comes all the way into focus. Like it, when it's the bench cam, it has to sit a little bit higher, and it just, this guy here that we're about to look at is a much better bench cam. But yeah, I don't know. Their software is just jacked the fuck up. It doesn't. I assume that it's like a computer resource issue, because I've tried to do this two Logitechs plugged in at the same time thing before, and it's been a nightmare. I don't get it. I don't understand. Let me launch Logitech G Hub again and see if the main bench cam cleans up. Because when it cleans up, it looks really, really good. But when it's not clean, like right now, it's just like fuzzy. And it shouldn't be fuzzy. Why is it fuzzy? See, now it's like stuck being fuzzy. I don't... yeah, the main bench cam is the Logitech C920. That little detail cam is the C922. See that? See that? I'm not doing anything, but it gets... I don't understand. It's almost like it goes out of focus, but that's not it, because I have the focus locked. And when I unplug the other Logitech, It doesn't do this. It stays nice and crisp. That's like the bench cam that we've had going for the last, I don't know, however long it's been. So yeah, man, I don't get it. I don't get it. But this main bench cam needs to look good. And with this little secondary detail camera plugged in, this thing will not, it just doesn't work. This is so weird. This is so aggravating. Like, and I think I can even do it right now, right? So I'm going to unplug the little detail cam. I mean, I guess I could technically physically plug the little detail cam in every single time. But good God, what a effing nightmare that is. So, all right, so go back to C920, change it to the high preset, and yeah, I don't know how to get it to go clean again. Let me try launching Logitech G Hub again. Yeah, it's very annoying. Espander says, "What's going on with this rig? Which rig, Espander? The one in the see, there it is. It got all cleaned up again. What if I minimize Logitech G Hub, and then plug this thing back in? Plug the little detail cam back in. What'll happen?" All right, little detail cam is plugged back in. Turn it back on. See, so now it's fine. All right, let's try to leave it like this, and we'll see what's what. Maybe it'll magically be okay this time. But I don't know. I don't know, man. It's super weird. Michael DFPV says, "Happy Friday, CiottiFPV and Gang of the Game. Did anybody get a pre-order in for the second batch of HDZero goggles?" That's a good question. I finally had a chance to watch some of the reviews and whatnot of those goggles. They look pretty dope. I gotta admit though, the way that the analog module sits all the way off on the side of your head, that's kind of weird. I mean, like, those are very tempting as like a replacement, like just one goggle to do it all. I mean, not it all, but HDZero and analog. Although that being said, until there are 400 and 500 milliwatt HDZero VTxs that are lightweight, HDZero to me still doesn't make any sense. The 1 watt VTX is way too big and way too heavy. And other than that one, you're left with like 200 milliwatt VTXs, and that's just not enough for anything other than tiny whoops and I guess maybe micros. But I mean, I want my micros to have more than 200. So yeah, I don't know. HDZero is still confusing to me. Super interesting, but confusing. Yeah. Christian with a last name I'm not going to pronounce wrong says, "What's your tinylifter setup?" Pretty straightforward, to be honest. Cockroach 75 2S, which you can buy a bind and fly of. I'm sorry, Acro-B. Acro-B 75. Set up for 2S. I switch it over to BT 2.0. And then this little 3D printed mount is on Thingiverse. True RC Singularity antenna. I put Express ELRS on mine, but I put an external Express ELRS on mine. These are the V3 boards, but the new V4 board, which just came out a couple of days ago, has ELRS on board. So I would wait for that to be available. And then the NewBeeDrone Flow 1102 10,000 kV motors with, these are Gemfan prototype props, but either the Gemfan biblades or the quad blades. For whatever reason, the Gemfan tri-blades are not great. They don't make any more power than the biblades from the thrust testing we did a couple of days ago. And that's really it. They're super simple, which is kind of the point. Not the point, but it's I always try to keep builds as simple as possible so that you guys can follow along, and so that, yeah, like in motorsport, you learn very quickly that like pouring 200 man hours into a car and then driving it hard on the racetrack is a terrible idea, because somebody bangs into you or you make a mistake and then you've got to spend another 50 hours like repairing it because everything's completely custom. You learn pretty quickly that you want to run as much off-the-shelf stuff as possible so that if you break those parts, you can just order a replacement, or you can just order 2 of everything and have a full set of replacement parts, versus taking a 200 man-hour car and having to put 400 man-hours into it because you have to double up all the... It wouldn't double like that, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. I try to keep my rigs as off-the-shelf as humanly possible, so that they're easy to build, easy to repair, and it's easy to have replacements in stock. Let me... really? Let me move OBS over a little bit. Hold on. I got my windows all screwed up right now. Athix says, "What's in the sack, man? You'll see soon. You'll check out. We can check out my sack in a little bit." Michael D says, "PayPal." Oh shit! Sticker mule order shipped. Very cool. Holographic Gangly Gang stickers are coming. They might look really bad. The holographic stickers are really hard to judge if it's going to look cool or not. Yeah, so don't hold your breath. These matte Gangly Gang stickers are beautiful. The holographic ones might... This first run of the holographic ones might look like ass, and then I'll send some to CMYK, and we'll brainstorm to figure out what we need to do to change the colors around to make it look good on holographic. There it is. Michael D, 2 Gangly Gang stickers, please. I want some ultra rare, never to be made again CiottiFPV stickers. Well, you got it, my man. I think I might have put 2 in the mail for you today. Hold on. No, I can't just run away and check. There's a chance you're gonna get 4 of them. Thank you, brother. I'm trying to remember, but that was hours ago, and I'm fairly brain dead. So yeah, maybe you'll have 4, my guy. Thank you, brother. Michael D. Oh wait, your address is not in there. That's okay. There's only 2 left, friends. There's only 2 misprint upside down CiottiFPV stickers left. Michael D snagged 1. All right. Hey, by the way, Tanner, David A. Tanner, I need your new address. Your Tiny Whoop winnings got returned to sender. Sticker packs are still available too. $10 for a sticker pack. You're gonna get a Micro King sticker. You're gonna get the ultra rare misprint. You're gonna get a CiottiFPV magnet, and you're gonna get the regular matte CiottiFPV sticker. $10. PayPal me. Say, yo, I want a sticker pack, and I'll send you one. What do you think of that? Bobby Bag says, "What's up, Ciotti? Happy New Year." Happy New Year to you as well, my friend. Athix says, "Been a patron for 2.5 years or so." Good Lord, Athix. OG as fuck. Thank you, brother. That's very cool of you. YouTube just did the thing. Athix says, YouTube takes 30. Yeah, YouTube takes 30%. Kind of annoying, but, you know, they give us a spot to hang out. Chris Long's question is, who takes more of a cut, YouTube or PayPal? Oh yeah, YouTube, big time. PayPal doesn't actually take anything. It's one of the great things about PayPal. As long as you put it through as friends and family. But I mean, who cares? Even if you don't put it, even if you put it through as goods and services, It's like 3% or something like that. PayPal takes nothing. YouTube and Google take over 30%. It's kind of crazy, but it's okay. They have to store hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of me sitting here being a jackass. So, and that ain't free. I am Gross says, I got the M4, packed it, and sending it back to CiottiFPV shortly. Very cool. So the M4s are on their way back. If you have a transmitter that uses M4 gimbals, and, well, the gimbals are M4 threaded, yeah, hurry up. Head on over to join the Patreon, head on over to Discord, and there's a text channel called... It's probably called Dick Ends. No, it's called Stick and Dick Ends, so you'll be able to find it. And there's instructions in there on what you need to do. What's happening over here? I do have the Patreon-only live stream live chat channel opened over, speaking of Discord, if you guys want to share pictures or lewd remarks. You do you. Northern Tier says, always look forward to your streams. They never cease to amaze me. Is that good or bad? And also the great folks that hang out here. Cheers, ganglies. Oh boy, Kiz Bartlett says, butt plug Jimmy has earned so much from me via the affiliate program. Who the hell's butt plug Jimmy? Northern Tier says, check out document presentation cameras. Epson makes one for around 199 bucks. Our execs use them for WebEx presentations. 1080p, highly manually focusable. So I actually, I want the autofocus over here. Like but I want the autofocus to work better. Like my only complaint, to be really honest, my only complaint with this Logitech camera is that the autofocus just doesn't work all that well. So yeah, it's, I don't know. Look at those Gemfan prototype props, which are not really Gemfan prototype props anymore because they're over on AliExpress. But yeah, the tinyllifters are back, and I got the camera right side up on the one of them, so I can start doing tinylifter things again. I can start lifting tiny things again, since that's what they're for. That's interesting, Northern Tier. Document presentation cameras. All right. Hold on. There we go. Hey, Donnie with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Look at these fancy things. Good lord. Oh, and they're on the spring-loaded arms. Cool. All right, I just wanted to open up a tab and leave it opened. CMYK says NewBeeDrone V4 is $99. Is it available already? Not already, but $100. Yikes. I mean, it's really good though. But $100. Hey, so shout out to NewBeeDrone. They're actually sending me one of the bind and flies. So yeah, we'll get to review it and give it a shot. NewBeeDrone! There it is. There's the V4. Very cool. $100. Man, it better be durable. I have to assume that it will be. What's the T-Motor AIO cost? Wow. Oh wait, no. That's the non-VTx one. Hold on. Oh, there's the VTx one. I assumed that the T-Motor AIO was going to be really expensive too. I hadn't looked up the price. Oh boy. That's the big difference. So here's what I'll say. This the NewBeeDrone. Here's what you're getting. Here's what you're paying for. Here's what you're paying for. Whoo boy, $100. Yikes. Where does it talk about the effing? Here it is. This is what you're paying for. 12 amp ESC. The T motor is 6 amp. Is a 6 amp ESC. And like for a tiny lifter, 6 amp is that's a little low, man. Especially a tiny lifter that, well, this doesn't even run on 2S. So all right, so that's what you're paying for, to be super honest. You're paying for the fact that it runs on 2S, and it has the higher amperage FETs for the ESC. What's the X12? Oh boy, it's cheap too. Good lord. So technically speaking, so this is the no VTx model. This is the VTx model. So 65 bucks. What are the FETs? Oh yeah, they're 12 amp FETs. So wait, I clicked on the wrong one. So, yikes. And it will take 2S. Here's the problem with this, though. It's oversized, and it won't fit. It won't fit in the Cockroach 75 frame, so this is not a real option. In order to run this, you'd have to run it in the Mobula 7 V4 frame, and that's not set up for 2S. So then you're limited to 1S. 1S is not going to make enough power to lift an Insta360 GO 2. So yeah, this is not a realistic option. I mean, I guess you could just take a second battery and you could like cut the battery bay opened and like rubber band a second battery down there. I try not to do janky stuff. So yeah, but I mean, it's holding batteries in. The thing that you might run into though with that setup, with this as a tiny lifter and a Mobula 7 V4 frame, is that frame does not have a carbon fiber brace like the Cockroach 75 frame. So yeah, wow, $100. Ooh, that stings. It stings the nostrils. I'm not gonna lie to you. That smells like pure gasoline. 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time. No, that's not the quote. I got that quote wrong. God damn it. Ooh. Well, I mean, here's the thing. This is how you build a tiny lifter, because ELRS is on board, 400 milliwatt VTx, takes up to 2S, 12 amp FETs, all in one little package. The only other real option for a tiny lifter is to try the Mobula 7 route, and I don't know about that, man. I don't know about... Let me put it this way. I would trust NewBeeDrone a whole hell of a lot more than Happymodel when it comes to putting a $300 Insta360 GO 2 up in the air. That being said, I've had a bunch of NewBeeDrone AIOs fail. I've had a bunch of Happymodel AIOs fail. My Happymodel X12 AIO failed after maybe 30 batteries, maybe 40. So it's tough. It really is tough. This is the V4 of the Acro B AIO, which is a really good thing. The Happymodel X12 is V1 of the X12. Maybe they're on V2 by now, but the Acro B AIO has been around a long time, and it's had a bunch of different iterations. So in theory, this V4 could be completely bulletproof. And if it is, then it's unquestionably the AIO for a tinylifter. It is most definitely not an AIO for anything other than a tinylifter, though, at $100, in my opinion. Like, I hate to... I hate to, like... it's incredibly kind of them to be sending me one to review, but, you know, I mean, $100. my main problem with it being $100 is this. T-Motor's making an AIO, and T-Motor uses companies that make good quality electronics. Maybe this is garbage. I don't know. This could be hot garbage. I really doubt it, though. I'm willing to bet you that this is as good quality as this NewBeeDrone B-Brain. Maybe it's not, but T-Motor has a really good track record with their electronics so far. So, yeah. To say. Like, I don't know. The V4 NewBeeDrone is on the way. Maybe it'll knock my socks off. I doubt it, because it's just an AIO. Like, there's really no way that an AIO is going to knock my socks off, other than if it lasts a long time, and I won't be able to tell you guys that for a year. So I don't know. Does GetFPV have the T-Motor AIO? Is a question that I have. Electronics, AIOs, and then we're gonna sort by manufacturer. Nope, they are not selling it. That's super annoying, because I have to do an order on GetFPV to get those 1002 motors. $99, huh? Yikes. Bulldog FPV says, how's the Ciotti FPV 3-inch frame design coming? It's only a matter of time before I destroy my ripsqueak. I put it aside because I wanted to try to get these for sale glides done for Christmas, and that obviously completely exploded. I still do want to get these glides done, though, so it's gonna have to wait a little bit longer. But as soon as the glides are done, that's in the on deck circle, so that'll be the next build that I start cranking on. Sorry, I know you guys want to see it. I want to get it out to you, but I'm also kind of waiting on Ryan Harrell to cut me the new split base plate design of the frame. Like, me building it as it is, like, I can start to test how strong the arms are, but I would rather build it with the newer design with the split base plate and do the crash testing with that to make sure that the split base plate design doesn't fail. So yeah, I've that's a better excuse other than me just being slammed and lazy. Bobby Bag says, what do you think of the new NewBeeDrone BLV4 board? I love it, just can't justify paying $100 for an analog AIO at the moment. Yeah, I mean, the other AIOs are probably cheaper than they should be, because it's a flight controller, it's an ESC, it's a receiver, and it's a VTx, right? For $100, that ain't bad. And it'll handle 2S, it's got the 12 amp FETs, like, it's just that there's a bunch of other ones available that are cheaper than they probably should be. But when you really think about it, $100 is not too bad to have all that tech in it. But, you know, Happymodel does it way cheaper. If the NewBeeDrone V4 is durable, though, it's well worth the $100 because you're almost certainly going to have a Happymodel blow up on you, and you paid more than $50 for it, and now you got to buy another one, and the second one that you buy is not going to last forever, and then you're into for 150 and 200, right? So, yeah, if this V4 is durable and reliable, it's totally worth $100. I mean, I don't know how to test that. Like, on one hand, I'm tempted to, like, when it comes, I'm gonna fly it for sure, and I'm gonna bounce it around the apartment. So we'll get some durability testing right off the bat with it. I'm really tempted to pretty quickly pull it out of there and put it into a tinylifter and put 2S through it. Because that's kind of what I think it's for. I don't really see a point of putting a $100 AIO into a 65 millimeter tiny whoop. It like what it is, right? This V4 B-Brain is the ritziest, nicest, 2S capable, standard frame put-inable AIO, and the thing that makes the most sense for is the tinylifter, right? So, like, I kind of want to just start putting 2S through it as soon as possible, because that's what I think its main usage is. But the thing is, I'm not going to put any impact into it with these. This is just going to be cruising. If I bounce it off the walls for 50 batteries, we can see if it's durable from, like, an impact perspective. But do we care about that, right? Like, kinda, because at some point you are going to crash your tinylifter because they're hard to fly. And the whole point is to shoot infinitely small little gaps with it, and you're going to get it wrong, and you are going to crash it. So it is valuable to know if it can take a hit. And, like, yeah, I will crash these, but I'll probably crash these a little bit less than you because I've been flying for a long time, and I've done a lot of cinewhooping and a lot of tiny whooping, and I'm yeah, pretty decent at flying these. So I think you guys will crash your tiny lifters more often than me. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, I'll keep thinking about it. I have a feeling what I'll do is put, like, a dozen, maybe 2 dozen batteries through it as a 65 millimeter whoop, smack it around upstairs, and then just call it quits as long as it holds up, and put it into a tiny lifter, and then just start putting 2S through it and see how long it lasts. Espander says the one you were flying in the intro seemed to do some weird twitchy stuff every now and then. Okay, yeah, I've had my rip squeaks get the hell beaten out of them. So that's not super surprising. There was a bad ESC in one, so that flight footage is from like 6 months ago. So I have no idea. But yeah, it's probably an ESC on the way out. The rip squeaks are, yeah, they take a beating. That's the one with the 1404s on it now, and I think I remember swapping the ESC, so it's probably better by now. I haven't flown them in a couple months. Bob Knox is in the house. What's up, homie? He says, stop and say what's up, collective CiottiFPV. One of the kittens scratched my eyeball, and it's a bitch to see. Oh my god, I'll leave the stream up. P.S. Ramdanko is on Ruland's live stream. Who's Ruland? Who's Ruland? I don't know who Ruland is. Metal Dirksen says, got my Patreon charge straightened out, but I lost my Patreon roles on the Discord. So you have to... there's instructions on how to do it. There's instructions on how to get it set back up. I think it's in here. Yeah. Here you go. This is it. This is the Patreon only. Welcome to the... You should be able to see this. This is open to everyone. And yeah, click connect to Discord button to connect your Discord and Patreon accounts. If that still doesn't work, yeah, this is all. If none of this works, though, hit me up and I can manually do it. But that you should be good with that little tutorial thing. I actually just had to do that with Betaflight. I'm a Betaflight patron, and they just opened a Discord channel. So I actually just had to go through this, and it took me a minute to figure it out too. So it's not just you, brother. Michael D says, I ordered 2 Gangly Gang stickers already, can never have enough stickers, plus I want some ultra rare CiottiFPV stickers. There's already one in there. But yes, it is always better to have more stickers than less, because once you put them on, you know, if you get rid of the thing you put it on, you're screwed. Mudderson says, no, we got that. Expander says, if sending from abroad, not in USD, then PayPal takes something plus their conversion rate. Can't remember how much, but definitely not free. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's something weird built into their their conversion rate. But I guarantee you it's still way less than YouTube or Google. Northern Tier says, NewBeeDrone's site shows the old style Runcam Nano 3. I wonder if it's the old style. I'm sure it's not. They haven't made that old style Runcam Nano 3 in so long. I'm sure it's just, yeah. And they didn't tell anybody when they made the change. They didn't change the model number. It's still just the Runcam Nano 3. So nobody took new pictures. Everybody just left the existing pictures up. So yeah, Aaron Miller says, sent you 20 for 2 Gangly Gang stickers and a sticker pack. Aaron Miller, you are a goddamn champion. There it is. So that's pretty cool, because I can just put the Gangly Gang stickers right in this pre-stamped envelope. Thank you, brother. Did you put your, Aaron, I need your address, unless you have it in your Patreon. If you're a patron and your address is in Patreon, you're golden. If not, shoot me an email or an Instagram message or pretty much anything with your address. Right now, I'm just gonna write your name on here so that I don't forget. Or I'm gonna curse and scream as the pen doesn't work. It's actually a Sharpie. M-U-E-L-L-E-R. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. Aaron, did you just want a giveaway? Am I shipping you a giveaway and I can just throw them in there? Why do I feel like I wrote your name down recently? No, I guess not. You might have won a giveaway somewhat recently. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. Get that in the mail tomorrow for you. I didn't make the mail today with all the other Gangly Gang stickers, but they'll go in the mail tomorrow, so you guys will have them in a few days. Don E with a $2 super chat. Thank you, brother, with a little purple heart. FPV says, building up a Meteor 65 frame with the bleeders. What's my best prop? Gemfan biblades for sure. If you want a little bit of color, the NewBeeDrone Venom propellers are almost as good. They perform just as good. I think they're a little heavier. From a thrust perspective, they perform just as good. I think they might be a little bit heavier. The main issue that I have with them is they fit really tight on the motor shafts. So they're a real pain in the ass to get off. I actually hung out with Patrick last night, the one and only P. Richard Scott, and I actually ruined all 4 of his Gore motors because he put Gemfan tri-blade, the old school Gemfan tri-blades on there, which sometimes are like really tight on the motor shaft, and he really pushed them on there. And in the process of getting those propellers off, I had to pull so hard on them that I bent all 4 motor shafts. I have them here. I'm going to, they're somewhere. Where the hell did I put them? Here nope, that's not them. They're here somewhere. Here they are. Yeah. So the stators are fine. And the motor... Look how bad this one is. I'm going to put it on the little detail cam in the corner for you. Look how bad this one was. I was being as gentle as possible, And I was using the my little chip lifter method, but it just didn't matter. Come on, you fart bag bastard! Well, now you can't see it, but look at you can totally see how bent it is. Look at that. I was being as gentle as I could, but those props just refused to come off. But yeah, all is not lost. These are the same as the Happymodel 0702 26,000s, of which I have, I think, a full set. So all I need to do is take the motor bells off of those Happymodels and swap them onto these. And they'll be 28,500 kV mislabeled 0702s. So yeah, not the end of the world. Admittedly kind of annoying, but totally not the end of the world. And yeah, Patrick and I flew like 15 batteries last night. And man, we had such a blast just ripping around down here. It was really, really fun. And then we did the K truck. And I'm going to show you that in 1 second, but I'm just obsessing over a hair in the bottom of this motor right now. So yeah, I chased he drove the K truck around and I chased him around, and it was super fun. It's super fun to chase Felix when they drive the K truck around, but their main goal the entire time is to like run me over and knock me out of the air. Whereas like Patrick and I, the goal is to like make video that looks amazing, you know, like make a cool looking RC truck chase. So yeah, this was incredibly fun, having somebody that's like, you know, working together with me and not just trying to like run away from me was really cool. So yeah, we had a blast last night, and then we were just both up. Like he now has an ultimate freestyle tiny whoop, the formula BT 2.0, the Gore motors, yeah. And I did my couple little tricks to it. I couldn't find him. I was like, where'd you go, yo? I did my couple of tricks in beta flight to it, and he was like absolutely blown away at how good it flies. So I have a feeling he's flying it some more today. But yeah, this was way fun. Way fun. There's a couple really cool shots. Yeah, there's a really cool shot coming up here. I was trying to get in front of him and back it up, although the battery in the truck didn't last all that long, but I hadn't recharged it for a while. Man, it's hard to drive that truck. Because it disappears behind the side of the couch, and then you're like kind of guessing, looking at the headlights. But yeah, this was one of the cool. Good sandwich in the corner. There's a good little shot. It's hard, man. Everything is fucking like the tiny whoop is so nervous, and the truck is really nervous. It's hard to get like a good shot that lasts more than like 2 seconds. I'm really looking forward to going. There's a local place that a bunch of the RC car drift folks hang out, and they tend to be. I was trying to get it in the driver's side window there. You know, they're really good, and drifting is like very smooth and very slow and very predictable. So that might be it might be a lot easier to get like yeah, a little bit better content chasing them fellas around. But this is unbelievably fun to do, even though you're not going to make like much of an edit out of this. The fun factor on this right here is off the charts. And if you've got a little bit of a bigger space, it would be even more fun. Like, this is a pretty cramped, tight basement here that we're doing this in. Yeah, that was a good one. And the RC drift cars, they also, they're like built properly, and they actually go in a straight line. This truck, like when you're on the throttle, it goes to the right, and then I have it trimmed out to go to the left when it's not on the throttle, so that it kind of evens out. It's just kind of hard to drive. It's an $80 RC car. You're never gonna get like absolutely rock solid performance from that. But man, was this fun. And chasing each other, like just flying two up. I don't I don't know if I've ever flown tiny whoops with somebody else. And that was super fun, just like ripping around the room. One of us would change it was always me, would go in like the opposite direction and shit. Yeah, it was really, really fun. I had a blast last night. As always, man, Patrick and I are fucking thick as thieves hanging out. So yeah, there you guys go. There's a little bit of, I think that's the battery dying on the truck. Yeah, and my battery dying too. So there you go, friends. I don't know if Tiny Whoop has them anymore, but I mean, you can get that truck from anywhere. But Tiny Whoop used to have them. Let's take a quick look. On Tiny Whoop, you can probably just search for KEI. These are called K trucks. He's got them. Oh wow, $70. They're $80 everywhere else. He's selling them for 70, and he has them in stock. Yeah, super fun little thing. It's not gonna get you into RC cars, but if there's somebody in your house that has hands, they're gonna be able to drive this around, and then you can chase them. I'm gonna warn you, like, they're not gonna want to run this thing for you to do 100 batteries chasing it. They're gonna do it. You're gonna get maybe 10 or 15 batteries in, maybe all at once, maybe over the course of a couple of weeks, and then you're gonna be looking for somebody else in the house to drive the damn thing around. RC cars are really fun for the first like 15 minutes, and then the fun factor exponentially goes down. Chasing RC cars will be fun forever, but the other person in your house is not going to be the one chasing it. So, fair warning: do not expect somebody that you're living with to be willing to drive this thing around the house with you chasing it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Unless, like, they somehow get into RC cars, which people do. People get into RC cars. Expander says $1.50 was the PayPal fee to send you $30 as F&F from the UK. Still less than 30%. Awesome. That's good info, Expander. $1.50, $30. I wish I could do math. 57. So I think that's roughly like 3.5%, maybe 4%. I could be totally wrong. But Ederton says the NewBeeDrone one has UART-based receiver instead of SPI. Oh, good call, good call. Not sure if that makes it worth the extra money unless you want to use the new crazy ELRS modes. So that's actually a big deal from what I've heard. So yeah, normal what you're paying the extra money for with the NewBeeDrone BLV4 AIO. It's standard sized, so it fits in any tiny whoop frame. That's a big deal. It's, in theory, going to be the most reliable. What I can say is this. It is the only AIO that has a heat sink on top of the VTx. That's a big deal. Like, that should make it significantly more reliable. And it's made by NewBeeDrone, and it's expensive. So all of those things should make it quite a bit more reliable. It's got nice big pads to direct solder motors, but admittedly, it does use the smaller plug pattern, which is kind of annoying. Although, it's not annoying at all on a tinylifter, because the best 1102s that I've found are the NewBeeDrone 1102 flow motors, and those have those plugs. So for a tinylifter, it's kind of nice that it has the different plug headers for the motors. 12 amp FETs, that's a big deal, and 2S capable. So those are the things, and yeah, it's kind of worth it. That's kind of worth an extra $30-something, to be super honest. And it has another UART on it, so you could put an open logger in it. You could put any number of things. You put GPS on it. Those GPS units are not very heavy, are they? GPS on a tiny whoop? What are these little bastards? I don't know where the hell you would put it. Like, physically put it. Maybe on the bottom? It's all plastic above it, so it might survive on the bottom. GP. Oh, that's a little heavy. Oh no, there it comes. It's coming down. 5.3 grams. Yeah, it's a little heavy. It could do it, but that's a bit much, if I'm honest. It's a lot of extra weight for GPS. So yeah, there you guys go. There are my thoughts on that. I still need to get this. I still need to get this GPS onto one of those two big boys. What is happening? What is this stuck on? What are you doing? Get in there. There we go. Will that plug in? No, it will not. Sorry, I forgot I was streaming. Athix says they have a higher amp ESC. If I had a wrench, what? RC Roscoe says, hey, I have FrSky XM Plus receiver that I was going to send you to the Alpharetta address. Would you still want it to give away? Absolutely. Just don't send it to the Alpharetta address because I don't live there anymore. Message me and I'll send you my my new address. Thank you, brother. That is a slick little giveaway item, although it's slightly less good of a giveaway item with the the recent announcement that Betaflight is dropping FrSky. But you know, the existing versions of Betaflight support FrSky, so yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. Somebody will use it. That's for damn sure. I have a bunch of old FrSky receivers. I have a couple rigs that still have FrSky on them, and it's fine. It's totally fine. It's all good. Everything's cool. Can you just... What am I doing wrong? What... Do I have rabies? What's... Oh, I'm putting it in sideways. I guess I do have rabies. Okay. Where are we at here? Michael D says, for the Logitech, you have G-Hub installed. Did you also load camera settings? If you bring up the C920, click support towards the bottom of the page, then view all downloads. C920. Webcam support. Let's see. If you bring up the C920 product page, click support. All right, I'm there. And then scroll to the bottom, downloads and apps. View all downloads. I mean, within G-Hub, there are camera settings. But what am I looking for? Did you also load camera settings? So I guess I'm just looking for camera settings in here. Control app. Control center. I don't see a separate app. Is it maybe this one? Tell me more. I don't see it. Athix says, ooh, VTx included. I think in reference to the NewBeeDrone V4. Athix says, Logitech is about... Thankful smashed assholes 90% of the time. Ramdago says, Bob Noxious is the real Quaid. Abraham says, I would absolutely not trust NewBeeDrone electronics over Happymodel boards. No contest, in my opinion. It's just my experience, but I've had way worse luck with NewBeeDrone whoops and mobulas. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it does depend on usage. The tiny lifters are a very different animal than regular tiny whoops. I have pounded the shit out of NewBeeDrone AIOs in the past, and they've been completely fine. And then I've yet to have one let go in a tiny lifter. I've not run tiny lifters a lot, but yeah, I think my guess is that NewBeeDrone AIOs do not like being bounced off walls and raced hard and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. This is a new version, so maybe it's being manufactured in a different way or a different plant, or it could be the greatest thing in the world. It could catch on fire the second that we plug power to it. I'm sure it won't, but yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. But there's one on the way. I'll test it as much as I possibly can, and yeah, more products are better than less. So. Squanex Fisher says, I'm at late night frame designing again and thought why not chime into the stream. Glad to have you, brother. Hope you're having a good time. I'm going to get caught up here and then I'm going to grab my bag and we're going to take a look at what I brought to Mexico with me. Michael D says, for anybody that plans to increase CiottiFPV's Patreon amount, wait until the next charge renewal. I increased $5, was charged, and then the next day was auto renewal and got charged the full $20. Sorry, Michael D. I don't know. The Patreon does. I don't know. They're weird like that. I don't understand it myself, to be honest. Jesse Garcia says those damn NewBeeDrone biblades bent a shaft on one of my gores too. Yeah, the NewBeeDrone biblades are called Venom, and I love that you can get them in purple or a really cool green color. But man. Yeah, they're and like there's not much you could do about that. Like if the propeller is too tight on the motor shaft, you don't really have many options. Like if you get I have a 1mm drill bit and I've tried sending that down it like as lightly as possible, but it takes off too much material and then it's too loose. At which point, I guess then we could play the games of like putting a little bit of super glue on the inside to give it a little bit of bite, or using the thin tip tweezers to try to make a notch on the inside of the propeller. But yeah, I don't know. You would need to find like a 0.98 or a 0.99 millimeter drill bit, and good luck with that. You probably won't find a drill bit. What you'll find is, I forget what they're called, but it's like a router bit. It's the router bits for CNC machines. So yeah, but you would need it to be like 0.98 or 0.99, and that's pretty specific. Ramdonko says, FPV the truck, I plan on it. I just need to find the time to rig up a little mount and put a camera in there and run voltage to it. Kevin Sumner says, got to put one of those AIO cameras on the truck. I literally have the AIO camera sitting over there. I just got to do it. Ramdonko says, are there any 1mm shaft biblade props for 0802 for a 40mm prop? 40mm is 1.6, right? Yes, there are. Gemfan. Gemfan makes a 1.6-inch biblade for both 1.5 and 1mm shafts. And it's great. It's a great propeller. This is it actually right here. I have a little stack of them sitting around my desk. Abraham says, I put a $10 gyro and drift tires on my Tiny K, and drifting is effing epic. Hit me up on Discord if you need some recommendations of good parts upgrades. Turned mine into a $300 all-metal monster. The first week that I had the K truck, I spent a whole bunch of time on YouTube, and I found the gyros and the drift tires and all that stuff. And then I just didn't have a chance to do it. But I do want to get one of those gyros. I have electric tape over the rear tires, which does the job of making it slide around. But without the gyro, it's like impossible. So yeah, I gotta do the gyro one of these days. The one guy I found on YouTube had tested a couple of the gyros, and he's like, yeah, this is the one to get. I favorited that video. Michael D says, have you ever flown the Beta FPV 1102 22,000 kV motors? No, I don't even know they had those. Really? Since when? So they have the 18,000s. Where are you seeing 22? Oh, look at that. Get FPV has them. No, I have not. That's really interesting though. 22,000 kV. That's the link is not working. That's 0802. No, 1102. Yeah, I can't find the 1102s. I only found 802s. Where are you seeing 22,000 1102s? That's super interesting. That would be a really interesting Mobula 7 ELRS motor. But I've never seen them. 661FPV says, waiting for... Here's the other problem. The Beta FPV 1102s, the whatever the hell the material they used for those motor shafts, the 1.5 millimeter motor shafts, sucks. They are very fragile motors, which is a super shame. But an 1102 and 22,000 kV is pretty cool. 661FPV says, waiting on the mailman for my Tiny Whoop 0702 30,000s, AIOs, and colored motor wires, a few other things. I have way too many whoops. Well, the one you're about to build is going to be your favorite, so. 8xFPV says, put a cam in the K-Truck soon. Squanx Fisher says, ever thought of a 1.6-inch X8 Octo? Not really. The Octo thing, like, so 1.6-inch propellers are extremely inefficient because of how small they are. All small propellers are extremely inefficient. So to have 8 of the small little tiny propellers, you're just multiplying the amount of inefficiency. It would make much more sense to double the propeller size. That's not an exact 1-to-1 because we're talking about a circle, but yeah, it would make much more sense to build whatever you were going to do with an X8 Octo on 1.6-inch props. If you built a quad on 2.5-inch or 3-inch props, it's going to do everything better. It's going to make more power. It's going to be more efficient. And it's probably going to have better flight characteristics. It's going to be easier to build. It's going to use standard stuff, right? Like these Octos, you got to do all kinds of wacky shit with the ESCs. And so yeah, the Octo thing is super like different, and a lot of people just like to do different stuff for the sake of being different, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not me. I'm all about like getting something that performs as good as possible, is as easy as possible to service, easy to build, all these things. So yeah, there's really no... personally, I don't have a reason for a 1.6-inch X8 Octo, but that doesn't mean that anybody shouldn't buy it. It's just I'm not going to buy it because I have a different set of kind of needs for the stuff that I put time and effort into. Michael D says, NewBeeDrone V4 has UART-based Diversity ELRS receiver. It's a Diversity ELRS? As in, like, it's set up for 2 antennas? Really? Right9 says, just letting you know, can't see the instructions to connect your Patreon to Discord unless it's already connected. That shouldn't be, because I made that Welcome to the Gangly Gang text channel not locked. It's open to anyone. So even though it's in the Patreon only section, that little Patreon only section, I just typed Patreon only in there. Within the section, if you want only patrons to be able to see a text channel, there's a little lock icon, but yeah, I have to go in and manually do it. So non-patrons should still be able to get to that Welcome to the Gangly Gang thing that has the instructions on how to link it up. I certainly hope so. I spent way too much time figuring out how to do that. 661FPV says, isn't a UART-based ELRS receiver on the NewBeeDrones kind of pointless because you'll still need a custom hex file from NewBeeDrone for beta flight? Maybe it's good for running ELRS 3.0. Yeah, it's a really good point. I didn't think about that. That's a really good point, though. Yeah, the whole idea behind UART-based ELRS receivers is that you can use a regular old hex, but NewBeeDrone uses a much smaller OSD chip, basically, to save room on their board. That's how they've managed to make a 2S capable regularly sized board with the 12 amp FETs. Yeah, the X12 is the closest to that, but it's an oversized board because they use a regular OSD chip, which is just gigantic. Kevin Sumner says Betaflight is only dropping SPI FreeSky. S-Bus FreeSky is unaffected. Ah, okay. Okay. So they're only screwing over Tiny Whoop people. Thanks a lot. Athix says Betaflight is dropping all SPI eventually, even ELRS. Oh, I think this will force companies to make UART-based AIOs. Just speculation. Interesting. You know, like, all of the current flight firmware is going to be completely fine. They're only going to drop support with new firmware, and these things fly really good. Like, Christ, it's 2.5.7 flew great. You know, like, or 3.5.7 rather. Betaflight 4.3, like, I'm sure 4.4 will be a little bit better, but, like, man, we are getting to a point where there are not big gains to be had anymore. The gains are really getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's really not the end of the world. Like, I'm not mad at all that these Modulus 6s that I have are going to have to stay on Betaflight 4.3 forever. I'm totally fine with that. Milling Bit. J Drone says Milling Bit. That's it. Thank you, brother. Northern Tier says, just use your affiliate link to NewBeeDrone. Going to try one of these V4s out. Very cool, Northern Tier. Thank you for remembering. Kevin Sumner says, I have some of the bits I got from McMaster Car. Do you have one that's 0.99 by chance? Or 0.98? Shane Ridge. The only reason I know that is because way back in the day, I figured out how to drill 1mm props out to 1.5, and when I drilled them out to 1.5, they were too loose on the shaft, so I bought a whole bunch of these Kyocera drill bit, whatever, milling bits, whatever the fuck they're called, and yeah, I was able to get, you might want, so this is the best one that I got, and this is 1.47 millimeters. This was the perfect mix of the propeller was tight enough on the shaft to not slip, but not too tight to where you would wreck it getting it off of there. So what you might want is a 0.97 millimeter. I would actually do 0.98. If you can find a 0.98, that would probably be your best bet for the Venom props. Or just run the Gemfan biblades. It's kind of boring because they only come in smoke, but they're a great propeller. And you won't have to screw around with anything. Shane Ridge says you could modify your 1mm drill bit, just chuck it up in a drill and then spin it in some sandpaper. Unless you have a micrometer to detect your diameter, you're kind of shooting in the dark. I do have a micrometer. That's actually a great idea. How do I pronounce SQUNX? Can I just call you Fisher? I'm just going to call you Fisher. Fisher says 1.6-inch X8 makes no sense, I know, but I did it anyway. Nothing wrong with that, brother. If I had a nickel for everything I've done in my 41 years on this planet, that doesn't make any sense. I'd have a bunch of nickels. Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. Oh, is it Skunks? Is it Skunks, Fisher? As in you trap skunks? Kevin Sumner is asking. Monodortson says, check out the Shendrone's Small Baby. It's a 2-inch octo that carries a full-size GoPro. A total ridiculous meme build, but I secretly covet one. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. 1.6-inch really makes no sense. 2-inch, in order to carry... Because 1.6-inch, you're not going to carry anything, although... It'll actually carry a run cam, an Insta360 GO 2 really, really well. But the complexity is such a bitch. A 2-inch propellered octo is much more realistic because you can carry a GoPro. The efficiency is still going to suck. a lot of things are going to suck about it. But what I do find kind of interesting about the 6 and 8 motor setups is they make a different sound, and you could maybe argue that they're less obnoxious and yeah, I don't know. It's just the build is too complex, to be really honest. I mean, the 6 motor thing I think is a little bit more realistic because there are ESCs that have 6 motor outputs. So then you're just dealing with a single ESC and your life is not so miserable. Dealing with 2 4-in-1 ESCs, like that just sucks, man. Like you got to run power leads between the 2 of the damn things. And then you got to deal with 8 motor outputs to your flight. Like, it's just, it's. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but like realistically, it's it's just a little bit of a nightmare. Somebody's asking over in live stream live for me to hold the Mobula 6 up to the camera. So I am doing that right now. Topher is asking me. What do you want to see, Topher? This is it, man. This is the best tiny whoop in all the land for freestyle. When it had a ceramic ELRS antenna, but then it broke off, and I replaced it with a piece of wire, and the piece of wire actually works better. It's kind of insane, and it's a super easy little modification to make. Topher says thanks. You're certainly welcome. I just knocked everything over. Get back in there. There we go. Kevin Sumner says 0.95 millimeter quick change drill bit with a McMaster car link. Very cool. J Drone says I think I've blown the ELR. I think 0.95 is going to be a little bit too. Wait a second. I've been telling you guys the wrong thing. You don't want to go smaller. You want to. Yeah. I think 0.95 might be too small still. I really think you want 0.98, at least 0.97. I think 9.5 is going to be too small. J Drone says, I think I've blown the ELRS receiver on my Happymodel AIO today. It didn't arm, no LQ, and smelled toasty. Can I put EP2 external receiver on and select RX on a UART? You can. I don't know how to do it, Jay, but you can. You can do that. The pads are really small, but it can be done. I would just Google it. I'm sure somebody's got. If you Google it, you're gonna find the wiring diagrams, and I think on Happymodel's website they even have a thing that tells you how to do it because you want to cut the power to the internal ELRS. But yeah, there is a way to do it. There is a way to do it. I'm pretty sure. Michael D says, NewBeeDrone BLV4 has Diversity ELRS. It has a T antenna and through the canopy and a regular antenna as a tail. Wow. Why did they do that? That's a lot. Good for them. Squanks. Okay, Squanks Fisher is how it's pronounced. All right, I will not remember that. But maybe. 61 says, Michael D, that's just regular T antenna and the video antenna out the back. It's not Diversity. Okay. All right, that makes a little more sense. Cool, we're caught up. Oh my God, it's 8:30. Why do I keep doing this? Let's just rip through this. Let's just rip through what was in my bag when I went to Los Cabos, Mexico. I did bring Fat Sharks because I had the tiny whoop with me, mainly just because they're so goddamn small. I pulled both antennas off and threw the antennas in the bottom part. QX7, of course, with my little gimbal guards. I brought the ELRS module for the tiny whoop, and I brought the Crossfire module. All right, that's what's sitting on my desk. Here is the actual bag. So this is a Lowepro BPX3. Lowepro Quad Guard BPX3. This is the bag that like everybody got for $60 a bunch of Christmases ago. This bag has been absolutely awesome to me. It's just the right size. My laptop fits perfectly in the back part. I try to not bring... I did not bring my laptop because it just makes the bag too heavy, and I was already loaded up with a shitload of lipos. And Ro had his laptop. I confirmed with him that he was going to be bringing his laptop. So, and I sent him links to Betaflight and BL Heli and Real Steady Go. Well, just regular Real Steady, I should say. In the laptop part of the bag up here, I will usually put a whole bunch of propellers because they sit really flat. They sit nice and flat in the laptop part of the bag here. So I've got 2 extra sets of Gemfan 5230. These are the kebab props. 5236? Yeah, 5236s. These are what I ran on the 5-inch rigs. This is the biggest propeller that will fit on most 5-inch frames. And it was all about efficiency and runtime. Because I was I thought that I was going to have to fly out to an island and then fly back from the island to the ship, so I wanted as much efficiency as possible, and that's what these 5236s will give you. So I brought 2 extra sets of them. It's cinematic flying, so you really don't need more than 2 extra sets of props. So I brought those guys in that part of the pouch. I'm going to be setting all this stuff aside because I'm going to reload this bag. The reason I wanted to do this tonight is I want to get... This is a specific, like, loadout of shit that I have in this bag for that trip. I'm going to change this bag back to my regular loadout of, like, just flying freestyle in a parking lot. So, yeah, I'm going to be pulling a lot of this stuff out and reorganizing it. I brought 1 extra set of the Emax A-Van 3.5-inch props. I brought the Tooth Fairy 2 as, like, a super backup rig. And I brought these propellers because these will work on that or on a Cinesplore if you take the ducts off. So if you have a situation where you don't want to put a 5-inch rig up in the air, but you still want to fly ductless, these are pretty damn good on a Cinewoop. It's kind of staggering how decent these are. So yeah, 1 extra set of those, and then I have these really handy little X-Helix bags that I keep the 5-blade Cinesplore props in, I think. Let's see. Well, I've actually got a bunch of propellers in here. So, the one Cinesplore that I brought is on M3 mount motors. So that Cinesplore will not work with T-mount props. You have to use M5 props on that Cinewoop if you pull the ducts off. Again, I'm now like eventuality on top of eventuality on top of eventuality, but a couple of sets of extra props doesn't really take up any space or weight, so it's good to go. I've got another set of the Emax A-Van 3.5-inch, which are only T-mount, so they would only work on the Tooth Fairy 2 because that has T-mount motors. But the Cinesplore, if for some reason I wanted to pull the ducts off the Cinesplore with the M3 mount motors, I also brought a set of Gemfan 3.5-inch props, 3520s, because these have that Gemfan center hole that'll work with M5 or T-mount. So I had the ability to put either of the 3-inch rigs on 3-inch ducted rigs onto 3.5-inch props without the ducts for more runtime, more power, not more power, more runtime and more speed. And then an extra set of 5-blade Cinewoop props. I had a couple extras in there. These bags are great. GetFPV sells these. Again, X-Helix, X-Helix. They're this canvas material, and the propellers do not punch holes in them. These are the only prop bags that I've found that the propellers don't punch holes in the damn things. So that was in the laptop part. I store not all, but a shitload of extra battery straps on the little like Molly straps on this thing. It's just a really handy spot to put a bunch of battery straps. And then I'm not going to be able to hold the bag up, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to be taking shit out. V2 DJI goggles with iFlight crystal front screen. I'm actually going to leave this in. I've got one of these kits here with just tons of shit. One of every screw size, M2, M3. This is just everything. One of extra everything. Prop nuts, M2 nuts, M3 nuts, little camera lenses, little rubber bands, grommets, absolutely everything. One extra of everything you possibly can in one of these things, and this fits perfectly down the side of the BPX bag, which is really awesome. The other main slot that's the same size as the DJI goggles and that thing was clothes. I think I put some of my clothes in the that extra slot. Crossfire module, microfiber cloth, really important to have, of, you know, normal size, not just like a little bullshit lens wiper. Proper sized microfiber rag is super nice to have. Lanyard, of course. Brain 3D makes this awesome little 3D printed memory card and ND filter holder. The memory cards are under here. You can kind of see them peeking out in the corner there. This thing is a godsend. It'll hold a bunch of memory cards, and it'll hold 2 of each ND filter, and it's labeled on the bottom. On the bottom there, it's like etched in ND2, 4, 8, 16, 32. And in each one of the little spots, you can put 2 ND filters, which is important because if you crash with an ND filter on, usually it ejects and explodes. So yeah, this thing is amazing. This is super important. So I've got 2 ND8s, 2 ND16s, and 2 ND32s in here, and then a bunch of memory cards in the corner. This thing is great, man. You can, Brain 3D just makes them. Little pack of AAA batteries. Wishful thinking, I brought my little lav mic. I was gonna record audio while I flew, but I just didn't feel like doing it. Bunch of CiottiFPV magnets, of course. Both a diamond antenna, which I use all the time, and then a backup, just linear, regular old antenna. God forbid one fails, you've got the other. Little USB battery bank, which is dead and needs to be recharged, just for like phone or GoPro or whatever. Sharpie marker, bunch of, I mean, this is just batteries, a ton of batteries. 4 2S batteries that will work either in my transmitter or in my goggles, which is really nice because you can share back and forth. And then all the flight batteries, you know, 8 to 10 4S850s, 8 to 10. I don't remember exactly how many I brought. 6S 1050s, and that was really it. I have all my shit set up to run on either one or the other of those batteries. Is this it's charged a good amount. We'll leave it out and run it down a little more. Couple of really nice little. All right, so extra duct for the Cinesplorer, really important. God forbid you slam a duct hard enough to break it. You got to have an extra. Probably be better to have 2 extras, but if you break 2 ducts, you can do shit like removing. I don't know. If you break 2 ducts, you're probably taking all the ducts off and flying it ductless. So I've got these really nice little white ripstop nylon bags from my airsoft days. One of them has my little Tascam recorder with lav mic, and that runs off of AAA batteries. I don't know why I keep extra AAA batteries in here, because the batteries last for absolute eons in this damn thing. So I'm actually going to take these out. That's a waste having any extra batteries in this thing, because it's just an audio recorder, right? It doesn't take hardly any juice to run. Okay, so that's that. This other bag is filled with GoPro stuff. Oh, this is not the GoPro bag. This is the random bag. Just like, I love these little bags because they're easy to grab, and they've got like a good amount of stuff. Like the bag is not huge, but it's just big enough to house a bunch of stuff. So it's easy to grab it, dump it out, find what you want, drop back into the bag. Little piece of shrink wrap, for some reason. Little lens cleaning cloth in here. Dramamine, because I knew I was going to be on a boat. I've never gotten seasick, but why not bring it? That can actually go... No, that's going to live in here. That's going to live in here. XT60 to XT30 adapter in one direction. Another one in the opposite direction. Male to female, female to male between these two. Micro SD to full-size SD card thingy that I'm sure we all have 10,000 of. Little GoPro Hero 8 door for if you're using the external battery lead thing and not running the internal battery. Don't really need that anymore because I'm gonna break my Hero 8 in a minute. Battery cell checker. Little tiny adorable thing of E6000 from tinywhoop.com. Isn't that just the greatest thing you've ever seen? Little tiny M5 prop wrench with, I don't know, M3 on there as well. I don't know where I got this, but just nice and small, just like a backup to the backup. Little Cinesplore GoPro ear mount, 3D printed piece. This is the external USB-C power supply thing. If your GoPro battery dies or you want to save some weight, this thing is great. Plugs into the 6S, 6.5 or 4S battery lead. Just a little USB cable. Awesome little short lightning cable. Never been able to find one this short again. And then extra little memory card and another of the little adapter readers. And then barrel plug to XT30. This will allow me to run certain 2S batteries on the DJI V2 goggles. So this is just another bit of like, oh my god, none of the batteries are charged. I only have one battery left, and I need it to be in my goggles. That's something that I would need to do that. And then this little bag is all GoPro stuff. The GoPros themselves go in here, but then there's extra stuff in here. Bunch of extra batteries, and then a bunch of camera butter ND filters, which I've actually been using a lot lately. ND8, ND16. This is just their clear filter, and then ND32 as well. I think I'm gonna switch over to the camera butter filters from previously. I'd been using the TBS filters. That's what I have in here right now, are the TBS filters. But I actually like the camera butters filters a little bit better. Yeah, so those guys go like down in this bag. I'm not gonna show you. It won't really do any good for you, but just take my word for it. How we doing on time? 8:47. We're good. So then there's this bottom bag in here, but let me do this. Let me show you the front pouch first. We'll get that out of the way. The little side pouches on this bag are very flat here, and you also strap a quad, so the quad pulls in to these side pouches, which is kind of annoying because you don't really want to put anything thick in here, because the carbon fiber of the quad is going to push against it, and it like fucks the material up, and it tries to rip through the material. So I don't really put much in these little side pouchy boys, but I just have like some Band-Aids because I'm anxious and I attack my fingers like they owe me money. And I have like some like anti-diarrhea pills and shit like that. Like, think about, you're not just going out to fly, like you got to survive as a human being. So I got some allergy pills in here. Yeah, just think about like what you need as a human being to survive. That becomes important. On the other side, I think I literally have nothing in this one. I was putting carbon fiber in here for a while, but it really started to rub through the material, and I didn't want to deal with that. Oh, I got some napkins in here. That's the hot move. Yeah, a big stack of napkins in one side, nice and flat. And then the front pouch, I've got some actual stuff in. The problem with this front pouch is when you have the bag down, you're in the bag, you can't get to it. So I try to put stuff in this pouch that I would need, like, when I'm not flying. If that makes any sense. I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense. But in the front part of the bag here, like, kind of stuff like in the hotel room that I would need. But not really. I've got some mints in here, a couple silica packets. I've got a bunch of extra carbon in the front part here. This is the best spot for spare carbon. Couple of spare, a set of Glide dead cat arms, because technically speaking, in the field, you could pop your True X front arms off of your Glide and make it dead cat if you wanted to go really low camera angle. Another USB cable, what is that? Oh, yeah, that's the dead cat arm. A regular extra Glide arm, and then an extra Cinesplore arm, and then an extra Glide top plate, and I think that's about it. Oh no, I have this. This just lives in here. This is like a battery protector. If you like for a racing rig, you can run a battery strap through this and strap this on the bottom below your battery. But I don't have any racing rigs. I feel like this is going to come in handy at some point. I don't know when, but at some point that's going to come in handy. I know it. I can feel it. This is the cable that I almost forgot on this trip. This is the cable for the charger that we're going to see in a moment. This is a really cool little thing. I don't know where the hell I got this from, but it's XT60 with a voltage readout, but then it's USB, so you can charge like your phone or anything that's USB. GoPro. This is really slick to have. I've got a old school Speedy Bee, and then I've got the Joshua Bardwell XT60 to barrel plug cable in here. God forbid all the goggle batteries die. And then a GoPro USB-C cable and another little lens wipey boy. So that's the front. Not super accessible when the bag is on the ground, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. Kenny Kobe says, take my word for it. CiottiFPV are the man. Thank you, dude. Michael D says, from the NewBeeDrone product page, receiver ELRS Diversity ESP32 compatible with Wi-Fi Bluetooth firmware update, 2.4 T antenna top and normal 2.4G antenna bottom. No shit. Wow. Very cool. Diversity ELRS. Why? That's so weird that they did that. That's really good for the tiny lifters though. Jesus. Expander says, I've put EP2 on my FreeSky Mobula 6. It must be on UART-1 as UART-2 is smart audio, but other than that, no different than any other quad solder. Set it up and it works. Awesome. Very cool. I love that. So here's the last part of this bag, which is just this. Most people put batteries in this bottom bag, but this is not like a Kevlar bag or anything like that. So don't put batteries in it. It's a powder keg waiting to go off. Although in the part of this bag where this thing drops down, in the bottom there, I have an extra neck strap, an extra head strap for my goggles, that cheapo soldering iron that I've got, some solder, and some zip ties. All right. And then this bag has the last of like the stuff. So yeah, like this is me packing as light as possible. This is really like absolutely bare bones. I have like a huge bag of extra shit that I usually have with me when I just go locally to fly freestyle. But yeah, for like going outside the US, I really slimmed down as much as I could. This is another cool kind of thing that just was like a really rare little find. It's XT60 in. It's got a little voltage alarm, so it'll beep at a certain voltage, which is pretty cool. And then it's got 2 XT60 outs, and it's got a USB out. Just a handy little thing. Yeah, just I don't know where you can get this anymore. I don't think you can get this anymore, but so probably shouldn't even be showing it to you. This is the charger. This is my travel charger. It's an ISDT 608AC, and the reason that this is my travel charger is that right here, you can feed this from an XT60 and just use it as a charger, which comes in really handy on gigs for me, because I'll bring a whole bunch of, like, typically with a gig, you're gonna fly mostly Cinewhoop. But I will bring 8 6S 1050 5-inch batteries, and I can use those with this to recharge a bunch of my 4S 850s. So just this right here is super handy, and I bring one of these little guys just to make it a little bit easier for plugging the balance leads in. But the magic of this charger is that when you buy this charger, it comes with a little power supply. And this little power supply slots in to the charger. And now you've got a charger. I really wish that they'd put a set of prongs on this guy, because you have to then also carry a that cable that I showed you a minute ago that I said I almost left. I almost forgot to bring. Yeah, that would have made this worthless. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Even if there were a set of prongs on this, it would be hanging off kind of janky, and it might not work. But yeah, you can't just remember this. You got to remember this and the extra cable. This is like Fisher-Price, my first charger. You can't crank this thing up to 20 amps or anything crazy like that. For charging one battery at a time, it's fine. In the past, I have brought... So I'm actually looking for... I meant to ask you guys for your help with this. I need a small balance board. Ideally... Oh, but it's made by HDZero. I can't trust that shit. Ideally, this is what I want. Where the hell is it? There's a Lumineer 4-port balance board, but it's sold out. It's back ordered. They're not making it anymore. If you guys have a lead on one of them, I will buy it for you for more than you paid. God damn it. Let's try this. I'm going to search for balance, and then I'm going to sort by manufacturers. Oh, god damn it. What's the GetFPV brand called? Oh, for heaven's sake. Hold on. Is it on RDQ? Wait, it's in, where's the batteries? It's in here. Oh, man, I had him remove it. And I think he removed it already. Nope, there it is. Lumineer Paraguard. That's it. Look at this little 4-port. That's not going to be on that site for very long. That's a mistake. There it is. This is what I want. Yeah, see, they're out of stock. I don't know if I would get XT30 or... I guess I would get XT60. This is what I want. I just want it to be really small, and I don't need more than 4 ports because this charger can't push very hard. Yeah, see, this has 6. I mean, that's fine, but this looks significantly bigger. This, I just want absolutely as small as possible. So yeah, if you guys have one of these or know somebody that has one of these, I want to buy it. There's the 6-port one, but yeah, this looks to be the smallest one, and it's got fuses. It's got the light. It tells you if the fuse is blown. Like this would be perfect. But yeah, it's out of stock. So if you guys know of one, message me. Kenny Kobe says the HDLRC is awesome. That's cool. It does look kind of small, but I want it to be smaller than this. This definitely looks to be bigger. You know what I mean? Size 100 by 121. 100 by 121. Give me the size. 100 by 121. Come on, damn it. Give me the size. Nope, I'm not going to get the size. But yeah, I mean, this obviously looks to be as small as possible, right? Like the balance leads are right up against each other, and then there's the input one. So yeah, this is what I would really prefer. Let's do this. Yeah, I think they've replaced it with this one. I think it's out of stock because they're now pushing this one, the $80 one. Ooh, this is interesting. I forgot about this ISDT one. It looks to be a little bit bigger, and it's kind of thick. You can have a measurement on it? What was that other measurement? 121? Of course not. Why give measurements on a product? Who would ever want to know how big something is? Oh, there it is. 88 by 58. Ooh, that's significantly smaller. Well, cool. This would get the job done. It just doesn't have the... I have to assume that there's poly fuses in there. It doesn't have the automotive fuses. Not the end of the world, but... Frank Nicholas says, the IST balance charger board is metal and heavy. Ugh, I don't want that. I do not want heavy. Thank you, though. Thank you, though, Frank. Yeah, man, my bag is so heavy. Jesus Christ. This bag was just a bastard to drag around. Cool. I'll see if I can find this on, like, I don't know, some other website. It looks on Banggood? What? What? Be in stock. I'll try to find it. Cool. I keep a, this is an old iPod sock, and it's perfect for this guy to not get the screen all brutalized, but the screen has kind of gotten brutalized anyway. Hey, it's 9:01. Go watch some Bot Grinder, friends. I'm gonna just finish this up and then we'll wrap it. But yeah, I am now intruding on Bot Grinder's time slot. Don't let me keep you away from one of my best friends in the FPV world, the one and only DJ Grinder. You know, Grinder is actually his last name. Most people don't know that. I always bring this little tiny Kevlar lipo bag. What I love about having this on me at any given time is that if I have a battery that goes tits up on me, I can dump the tools out and put the battery in here, and it's a little bit safer. So if, like, for some reason I don't want to leave the battery where I am or something like that, I can put it in here. It's a little bit safer, and, you know, bring it home and then dispose of it. It also works really well to hold all my tools so that my tools aren't bouncing around scratching up the charger and shit. This is like this weird piece of, like, foam that wraps around motors really nice to give you a good grip on the motors. Rotor Riot used to sell this, but it's just like weather stripping foam. A little toothbrush for cleaning sand out of motors. I was kind of wondering if they were going to snag these at TSA, but I got on fine with them. They're not super fine tipped, but yeah, these came in a Get FPV box. They're just little spring tweezers. This little guy, I brought this little one rather than my big one because if this gets taken at TSA, I'll be less heartbroken than the $40 one that I bought. This is a little multi-tool with M 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. And then since the Cinesplorer is on the M3 motors, I bring this little Gemfan ratcheting wrench with an M5 and an M3, so that I can pull off either size of prop nut. And those are the only tools that I brought with me. Usually this bag is filled with tools, but again, as light as possible, as little stuff as I can to get TSA pissed off, right? Like absolute minimal packing to keep the weight down to, yeah, hopefully not get snagged by TSA. A bunch of extra TPU mounts with screws pre-installed and ready to go, just to drop on. Different up tilts, different GoPros. This is a 30-degree Hero 9, 10, 11 mount. This is a 20-degree Hero 8 mount. And then this is a 10-degree Hero 8 mount. Just as many mounts as you got for different options. Roll of electric tape. One of the more important things, a roll of fishing line, red fishing line, 30 pound, so you can really crank on it. And believe it or not, a fishing weight. This is a, I don't know, there's a 2 on it. It's a pretty heavy fishing weight. If you get a rig stuck in a tree, it might have your footage on it. And so getting it back is really, really important. So unbelievably, I bring this. Extra little crossfire module and another little backup battery, which is also dead. Battery bank, not backup battery. And that, my friends, is what's in my ball bag. I'm gonna leave some of this stuff kind of torn apart because I'm gonna repack this a little differently. And yeah, that's what I brought to Mexico, and it worked out really well. I had more than what I needed. If something had blown up, I would have been okay. You know, like these extra TPU mounts, I'm not going to bring these to a regular freestyle flying session. So there's some stuff in here that was specific to, you know, a cinematic trip on the other side of the world. Not really on the other side of the world, just down the street a little bit. I think that's about everything. Yeah, that's it. That's what I brought. This bag's nice and light now. I was very tempted to load up that other bag that I've got, but I didn't leave myself enough time to do it. But I think I want to do that. I think the who's the other bag manufacturer? Torval. I think my Torval bag is gonna be my my travel bag, and then this. What the problem is, the Torval bag doesn't hold a laptop. But I do not like to travel with my laptop. It's big, it's heavy, it's expensive. It's got like a bunch of footage on it. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't like the idea of traveling with a laptop. With Speedy B, we can do damn near everything, and usually there's going to be someone else there with a laptop. I don't know, it's weird. It feels weird to not have it, but it's such a bastard to have it. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. But the Torval bag looks a little bit more comfortable, which is why I think I would rather have that as my travel bag. I don't know. I'll overthink it to death and then go one way or the other. 661 says it does have diversity, 1 UFL for video, and 2 IPEX connectors for 2.4 antennas, one on top, one on bottom. Very cool. Man, I can't believe they did diversity ELRS. That's I guess that's something else you're paying for. $100, but you get diversity ELRS. I don't think you need diversity ELRS, but hey. Kenny Kobe says, is that the JB SmartWire? It is indeed. You boys want to go to Mexico? Kenny Kobe says the HDLRC is awesome. Kevin Sumner says ISDT makes a 4-point. I think I got it from RDQ. 6S1 says, you mean parallel board? Yep. Kevin Sumner says, it's in stock on RDQ right now, $45. Kenny Kobe says, HDLRC Thor is about the size of the Hoda. I'm going to really look hard for that Lumineer board. That Lumineer board is exactly what I want, I think. It's nice and small, thin, lightweight, and it's white. I like white stuff. Frank Nicholas says, we've got that. Michael D says, what about the Fractal charging board? Weebleed has them. I didn't think that Fractal did a big boy board. Let's see. Batteries. Does Fractal have a big boy board? NewBeeDrone double-sided, no. No more products. Yeah, the only Fractal board that I know of is a little tiny whoop board. That won't do me any good. If they have a big boy board though, that's like what I'm looking for, that'd be great. I would love that. Loon187 is in the house. He says, "What you Fonzie looking at SOB? All right, hope you had a good year." I did, man. Glad to have you back. Haven't seen you in a while. Stay a while and listen. Diablo 4 is coming out. Espander says, I keep some paracord in my car and a fishing weight in my bag, but I haven't thought about the fishing line. Might need to get some. That actually reminds me, I also have a little length of paracord in this bag. Just for, it's not long, just this much, but for tying stuff up, oh boy, paracord is nice to have. Always, you guys should have a length of paracord like this everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Inside of paracord, there are 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 individual little strands that you can use as well. Paracord is really nice stuff. Have some everywhere. Ramdongo says, I haven't looked at bags yet, though. Fancy the photo bags with nice side access. That's what the Torval bag is. Michael D says, oh, sorry, I was looking up Logitech app, and I thought you were looking at 1S charging board. Sorry, it's all good, brother. And all caught up on chat. RC Roscoe says, I got a nice HP tablet PC for $125. Yeah, that's more, that's what I should do. But I bet you I could fit that into the Torval bag. Next time I have to travel with my gear, I'll think about all this again. And yeah, the more you do it, the more you kind of figure out the little tricks. This is only the second gig that I had to really, really travel. This is only the second gig that I had to get on an airplane with. And I'm already starting to learn things and how to, simplify and what to bring, what not to bring. W is about to be in my collection. But, Star Citizen's my main game these days. I haven't been able to fly in a long time. Into RC crawlers, though. So bye-bye money. Yeah, for real. All right, friends, thanks for hanging out. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. Help me keep going on this adventure. I rely on support from beautiful people like you. If you have a couple extra dollars, join my Patreon. I swear to God, it's worth it. You're going to get a ton of benefits for only a couple of bucks a month. This coming Monday is a giveaway stream. So now's a great time to join the Patreon on the $5, $10, or $20 tiers. That'll get you entered into 2 giveaways a month. The $30 tier will put you into 6 giveaways a month. So if you're really addicted to gambling, I got you covered. Hold on, though. I missed an email, and I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out. Rob Klein, thank you for joining the Patreon. Welcome to the Gangly Gang. And I think there was one more that I missed. Yeah, Sleepy CBR. Welcome to the Gangly Gang. Thanks for joining the old Patreon. Oh, and Mick Muckus, too. Mick Muckus is also a new patron. Yeah. Now I'm caught up. Thank you, friends. Am I? I am. Good to go. Went through my emails today. Really went through my emails today. Didn't just, gloss over them. Cool. Thanks, friends. I'll see you guys on Sunday at something o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern, and I don't know what we'll do. I don't know what we're gonna do. Let me fly you out with a. Nah, my shit's not ready. Nah, hold on. We're already into Bach Render's time. Let's just plug this in and I'll apply one quick battery for you. Because I got a couple that are charged, so need to burn them down. VRX. Ooh, I got it on a button now. Man, is that nice. Let's fly the Weebleed rig on the 0702 28,500 kV motors, Gemfan biblades. You know it. You know this rig. This is your favorite rig. I know it is. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Here we go. Come on. Hook up. Go, go, go.
Timer.
Connect.
Up.
There it is.
Reset.
Let's get it. No, no, no.
Low battery.
Low battery, eh? Oh! Starting off strong. Ah! And then failing. Missed it. Oh, got it that time. Oh! Easy, fella. Easy, easy. See if I can not get it stuck in my hair today. Whoa, boy! Come to a rest. Come to a rest. Oh, no, no, no. Please, please. Yes. No, 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 no. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. Come on. Ah! Should we go for the impossible power loop? Impossible power loop. Here we go. Here it is, and... Oh, man, for an impossible power loop. I sure have hit that a whole bunch of times now. Oh, God! Hits the impossible power loop, and then flies directly into a giant softbox. Oh, God! Well, that was kind of cool. Crash prevention leveled me out, and I still got through the goddamn gate. Ooh. Oh my goodness! He's on fire. Not really. Not quite on fire. If I can hit this, then I'm on fire. Almost. Oh, fart. Let's try it again. Oh, I might have hit it if it weren't for the goddamn Audio-Technica headset down there. Ah, it's so tough to get down that low. Ah, let's stop doing that. Where are we at on battery? 3.6? What you know about that? Side-eyeing that motherfucker.
8.
Oh! Dear. Oh, I'm behind the shelf. I know exactly where it is, at least, though. It's off on the left side. Hello, buddy. Hi. You get stuck? I got you. I got you, buddy. You stuck? Poor little baby. All right, let's get it.
6.
Oh, big yaw correction towards the end of that.
4.
Almost landed it.
3.
Stop counting down. Don't count. Oh, God. Oh, God. No, no, no. Too many cables. No! Oh! Oh, no! Bar card is the one thing I need to not crash into. What's happening? Why am I bouncing off all the things all of a sudden? My throttle control all of a sudden has just gone to absolute hell. My fingers are all weird on the sticks. Hold on. Shifting my fingers around a little bit. Oh no! Those wires are so invisible. my God. Oh no! Why me? No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, there it is. One quick battery, no big deal. Thanks for hanging out, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Captain Gangly, Gangle, 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 Jangle, 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 Gangle, Jangle, Jangle, Gangle, Jangle, Gangle. You can call me whatever you'd like. Because no matter what you think up of, I've been called worse. See you guys Sunday. I hope you have an excellent Friday night, and even better Saturday. And then we'll hang on Saturday. We'll hang on Sunday. Jesus Christ. We'll hang on Sunday. Here's the finished edit from Los Cabos, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head else to play. And this shit is dope. So, here you go. Love you guys. Be good. Bye-bye. Hold on. I'm gonna hit the button. There it is.